Dear students, let us go to the topic Gauss law. Okay, आज का जो पिक्चर का नाम है वो है Gauss law. So Gauss law states that, okay, directly moving to the Gauss theorem. So Gauss law states that the net electric flux, okay, the net electric flux phi is equal to the 1 by epsilon naught times the, okay, the electric flux is equal to 1 by epsilon naught, okay, times, please remember I am saying times means multiplication, is equal to the net electric flux is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the charge enclosed, times the charge, that is q, enclosed by a surface. Okay, the electric flux is equal to 1 by 4 pi, okay, 1 by epsilon naught times the charge enclosed. For an example, I have a positive charge here which is enclosed by this surface. Okay, enclosed, please remember, enclosed. Okay, so it is a sphere which is enclosing the charge by all around. Okay, it is enclosed, right? Now see, charge enclosed, and this surface which is enclosing, okay, which is enclosing this charge is called my Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface. Okay, so this is called my Gaussian surface. Now electric flux, you know, it is the number of electric field lines passing through a particular surface. So example, if I consider a small area here, okay, let me consider a small area, say dA here, and you know that from this charge there are so many electric field lines passing like this. Okay, so I am considering only the electric field lines which is passing through this small dA. Okay, so this I am going to use in the next lecture now. So phi is 1 by epsilon naught times the charge enclosed. So I can write Q enclosed by epsilon naught is electric flux. So this is Gauss theorem. Now what we know is, from the previous lecture of electric flux, we have also calculated phi is equal to E dA cos theta, isn't it? E dA cos theta. Of course it is like this, phi is equal to E dot of dA. Okay, it is like this, and dot product is E dA cos of theta. So if I consider this as equation number 1 and this as equation number 2, then if you see here, this is also my phi and this is also my phi. So let me compare, or let me equate these two equations. Then what do I get? I get phi is equal to phi anywhere. Then this phi is this phi. So I get E dA cos theta is equal to Q enclosed by epsilon naught, right? Now see, this charge is the enclosed one and this dA is the small area. Okay, now if I want to have all the area of this enclosing surface, which is called my Gaussian surface, then what I need to do, I have to integrate dA. So I will put here integration. What do I put? I will put integration, and this is a closed surface, so this I have to do like this. Okay, the integration over closed surface E dA cos theta is equal to Q enclosed by epsilon naught. Q is the charge which is enclosed by the surface called Gaussian surface. So this is Gauss theorem. Okay, Gauss theorem. Okay, Gauss theorem, another form of Gauss theorem. Okay, closed surface. Okay, this is closed surface, and this closed surface could be anything. Okay, if anything means, so it could be your cube. Okay, the closed surface, if you have a cube like this, it is also okay. It is not necessary that you should have a sphere only. Okay, everything you have, you may have a cuboid, you may have a cylinder, and each of them has to be closed from each and every side. Okay, for an example, if you take a cube, there are 6 sides of the cube, and all this the sides should be closed one. Okay, and then only you can apply the Gauss theorem. Okay, that is why it is integration over closed loop. Integration over closed loop. Either you take a cylinder, either you take a cuboid, either you take a cube, either you take a sphere. It has to be a closed one. Understood? So the Gauss theorem cannot be utilized if the surface is not closed. Okay. So in the next lecture we go to the application of Gauss theorem. Okay. So thank you.